So it's becoming difficult because the fibers that she started with are completely fatigued. And now the motor pattern is much more confused because it's new. We're getting to some new fibers now. These are fibers that she doesn't normally use.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, well done. All right, so this technique is a slow technique. No, don't start yet. It's an extra super deluxe XP 2000 version of slow. It's the slowest that we can move without stopping. So pay attention to a couple things. Watch the cables, watch the muscle, and watch the stack move. And as a trainee, you can use those things as well to determine if you're moving too quickly or too slow. So all we're going to do is 3 repetitions at the slowest pace that we can possibly still contract without it just stopping and becoming isometric. You want to resist ratcheting it, so letting it go a little bit and then stopping and letting it go and stopping. It's a smooth contraction down and a smooth relaxation up. There's no actual stopping. Now it can stop occasionally by accident though, but then you start it up again. So it's the slowest possible motion and the slowest possible contraction of the muscle that is possible under control. We'll talk about the reasons why this might be useful after you see what happens. All right? So the first rep is trying to tune into the muscle. The second rep is the hardest and most painful and requires the most discipline. But the third rep is actually easier because there's so much pain on the second rep that there's an endorphin release such that the third rep doesn't hurt as bad. Now there's more fatigue, but it's not as painful, so it doesn't demand as much mental acuity. All right, we ready to go? Okay, all set. Got enough stretch on that? Okay. All right, start it off. Start it off. Now what's happening is she's tuning into, this is not actually stopping. If I held my finger here, you'd see she's moving away from my finger. It's hard to see, but if you look away from the camera and then back in a second, you'll see that there has been some motion. As she's doing the exercise, her mind is not here, but rather in the muscle itself, feeling the muscle contract more and more and more. Breathe normally, naturally. Whenever you need a breath, take a breath. That's it. That's good. So everything's happening. As the pain builds up and the lactate builds up, you're going to be constantly tempted to speed up, to get through this whole thing. So this requires discipline to hold your technique, to hold your speed, and to not to do a rep, but to be doing a rep. It's more important to be doing this rep than it is to have done it. And at the end of the motion, when she finally gets there, she's going to squeeze. That will be the isometric. That will be the hardest she can flex. And then she'll begin to release, slowly and surely. So she's going to keep straightening this tricep until it becomes completely straight. And at this point, I'm going to encourage her to completely flex isometrically, hard as possible, breathe, and then release, back down. So now we've got 1/2 of 1 rep finished at this point. And this is not the slowest I've seen it done. I can kind of see the motion. The motion should be almost invisible, but you should be able to feel there's a change in the muscle. You can also pay attention to the joint angle, but it's more important, I think, to be in the muscle as a bodybuilding and a tuning in exercise.
Do you want to have her keep her head up so she can breathe easier?
Doesn't matter. Inconsequential. She doesn't have a head right now. There's just a tricep. There's nothing but a tricep. Everything is this. And I can watch the stack to see if it's moving, and it is. And I can see if it's ratcheting, and so can she. But she can feel it. She's done this enough that she can feel if she's ratcheting. And so this is a little over 1.5 repetitions. We're going to do 3. The first one is the tune-in rep. But she's now just tired. She's not exhausted, and she certainly isn't trained. You have to go past tired if you want to improve. So now she's going to reverse it again. And now she started to come down. This is rep number 2. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the pain starts to begin. And she's being tempted to go quicker than the last rep. And I'll encourage her not to, and to go ahead and be with that pain. So this also builds discipline and tolerance to pain. You can build up your toughness here by refusing to give in to going quickly. The weight is very light, but now we're starting to get somewhere. Now it's getting tough. Go ahead. That's it. Good. Now she's going to pay attention here. Now you can use a technique. You can block out the pain. You can go into the pain. This is a good way to experiment with different techniques to manage your pain, to find ways to continue to train even when the body says, cut it out. It's hurting. It's not real fire. It's just a chemical. There's no real fire going on here. So now she's in the muscle. As soon as she gets down here, it's going to be home free, because there's going to be a huge release of endorphins through her body, and the last one's going to be way easier than this. Too fast now, slow it down. Let this one really train you. Let this rep right now, if it was going to be the last one, it could be, because you're going to do so well with it that this rep could be the last one. We might not have to do anymore if you do this one well enough, if you discipline yourself and you fight and you easy. That's it. You're doing fine. Give in. So let it relax. That's it. Good. So it's becoming difficult because the fibers that she started with are completely fatigued. And now the motor pattern is much more confused because it's new. We're getting to some new fibers now. These are fibers that she doesn't normally use, that are turning on and turning off. That's the shaking. And that's coming from the motor drive. Okay, you kind of collapse at the end. Okay, finish it out. Do the best you can now. There's going to be less pain, but more fatigue. It's going to be harder to actually flex that muscle. But the central drive is digging for a new motor pattern to find fibers that aren't tired. Because there's a lot of them in there that are tired now. And they're not going to work. They're not going to function.
Focus.
So we're going to keep driving the motor drive.
Focus.
Try to get some sort of contraction in that muscle. It's about impossible right now.
Focus back in your triceps.
And so now everything is on the line. This is the last rep. If she can just straighten this out, letting it up is no problem. And there's going to be a surge of reward as soon as she drops the weight, because this was outstanding. And I could tell that there's change that's going to happen due to this. So easy now. Yeah.
Focus.
Okay. You're home free now. You got this now. This is the end. So take your time and let the training affect your muscle. Let the training sink deeper into those fibers. Get as much as you can out of this, because then we have lunch. We're done. Easy. Fight it. There you go. There, I saw a change in attitude there. Now you're okay, right? Everything's fine now, right? You changed your mind about it, and now you have total control, don't you? Complete control.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
All right, well done. So
That was heavy.
So why would somebody want to do something like this? The program that I use this with is designed, or is being developed by me and other people to minimize the joint stress. So the weight is lighter. So I don't get a lot of joint work, but I get a ton of muscle work. How do they look? Let's see. Are they full?
Oh, I can hardly flex them now.
So I get a ton of muscle stimulation, and I get a ton of central recruitment pattern choices, because the normal recruitment patterns are fatigued. The neurons are fatigued, the muscle fibers are fatigued. So the brain is going to scramble to find other motor neurons to fire, to keep the goal of continuing to move through the motion alive. So it's scrambling and it's sending odd new patterns to the muscle. So there was the shaking you saw. Her brain was desperately trying to find in the motor cortex some spare motor units that could continue the motion, because the ones she normally uses on a day-to-day basis in normal training are now fatigued. They're done, they're shot. They're of no use anymore. So now we have an opportunity to get some new fibers and to connect with those fibers. And the more you use those fibers, the easier it is to find them when you need them. And so minimum joint stress, that was 3 repetitions. So the elbow bent and straightened 3 times. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So the joint motion, if there was some cartilaginous problems or bony protuberances or just pain in the joint only had to move 3 times. But the muscles saw a lot more work than you would expect from only 3 repetitions of an exercise. And then you also have the opportunity, as you saw, to work on your mental toughness, your resolve, your commitment to not quitting, your tolerance to pain. And lastly then, just as fate would have it, this is incredibly easy to recover from. There was a light weight, very few repetitions. The stimulus was definitely there to do what we wanted it to do, and the muscle can recover from this quickly. She can do this tomorrow and possibly the day after. And then she's going to need 2 or 3 days off. I don't know how long it took, but typically we would do the first set of 3, then we would do a set of 2, and then finish with a set of 1. But that would be redundant to show that. But she's halfway done. 6 reps for the entire tricep workout. And then she can do that tomorrow. And I think usually the 3rd day as well. But then it's going to take 2 or 3 days of actual recovery. Each day you can feel more and more residual fluid and things happening. You can feel things growing. You can feel the metabolism and the pulling out and pushing in of nutrients and whatnot to recover from this. And so there's why you might want to do this. Low stress level to the joints, minimum stress level. I don't know how to get any more muscle work with less joint stress than this so far. It's the best I've got. It's the best advice I can give for that. And so, but there's added benefits though too. And the muscular benefits will be obvious. So this second set, we only do 2 repetitions instead of 3 because it's more demanding. Not pain-wise though, because now she already had that burst of pain on the 2nd rep from the first set. So now she's already got the endorphins there. They're still hanging around from that first set. And she'll be creating some from this set, but they're already there. So her resolve is easier to procure for her. She knows she's going to make this set. The first set you're going so slowly that you're testing yourself to maybe make it or maybe not make it. This set she knows she's got it. So now we should see in her demeanor a little bit more attack. And so then when you attack harder, you get a better contraction, but you're tempted to go faster. So you want the attack in the muscle, but you don't want to speed up. You think if I have to attack it, I have to flex it harder, I have to go faster. And you don't have to go faster. So she's only got 1 rep after this, and then another rest, and then we'll finish with 1 single rep. And the entire workout is over in 6 repetitions. All right. So you're doing good. You don't have to worry about the shaking. Just disregard that and feel the tension in the muscle. Feel the tension. Start relaxing the tension and letting the muscle stretch. Stretch easy, stretch, stretch, stretch. Maybe 1 deep cleansing breath, and then 1 rep and you rest. Easy does it, easy, easy. She wants to attack this now. She wants to get into, she's getting into the workout, and so it's a more discipline now to keep it slow. And that's nice right there. That's a good speed right there. For this point in the workout, it's not as slow as she can go, but it's about perfect for the level of fatigue. If she goes any slower, she's liable to start ratcheting and stopping. But now let's see how hard you can flex the muscle at this. So all the way down, you're flexing it now, and then at the end, I really want to see it. And then you only have 1 rep to do after that. So if this workout's going to be fruitful, this rep has a lot to do with how fruitful it will be. Easy, easy. She's breathing whenever she wants to. Whenever she wants to. And now, hit it. Go for it. That's as straight as it can get. Good. Bend slowly. And then set it down. So now, you know this rep is over, and you know you get a rest after this. So about at halfway, you just want to let it up.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some discipline that can be applied again. And you can challenge yourself to find a way through the pain or into the pain, or simply ignore it. It's not that important. The muscle's important, our training's important, our goals are important, but the pain's not important. It's incidental. It's just something that happens when you train. And we don't have to pay attention to it. We don't have to. And then she's going to fold her forearm onto her bicep and get a full stretch, and then let it go. Breathe. So you see her resolve changed because those endorphins were there, and it didn't hurt as much as the first set. Very nice. Show them the triceps. Let's see what it looks like.
Okay. Behind me?
Pose them any way you want.
It's hard to pose right now.
Show them what you got. Yes, it will be. Let's see the pump on them, though. Now, how about one just straight down? Good. That's good. That's full.
How much break do we take between? Can you tell?
About 3 minutes. This is the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah.
The easiest one, albeit not really though.
Definitely is the easiest. It's the one you're most tired at, but
Okay.
the last rep of something hard is always the easiest. Because you know you're finished and you can be proud of what you've done. Take your time. Don't allow yourself to get ahead of yourself. Stay in the moment. Stay in the muscle contraction. Where is it at now? Is it high? Is it low? Is it in the middle? Where is it? Where do you want it to be? You can control where you feel it most by flexing it harder, most in that area. Easy now, easy. Yeah, it's good. It's the last one. You'll be okay. Everything will be fine. That's nice. That's beautiful. Good. It's just barely moving. As slow as possible without stopping. We're not interested in getting done. We're interested in getting triceps. And right now, you can feel yourself getting those triceps. You're stimulating the growth right now. So why want to be finished? Why not enjoy the growth process? This is what starts it. The harder you work now, the more it will grow. It's a simple equation. All right, now, don't rush the very end. By the very end, I mean the last inch. Take your time with the last inch. Easy, see? Easy right in here now. You're gonna want to go faster, but I want you to extra slow this. It's the last rep of the last set. Easy? Easy now. It's gonna slowly come into line. Line the bones up. Pull the insides of your elbows together. Pull them in. Pull them in. That's nice. That's good. That's good. Now let him up. Let him up. All right, now go into your breathing, fight the pain, or deal with the pain, or make friends with the pain, or ignore the pain, or do whatever you have to do with the pain to make sure that you are able to do this rep. Whatever that is. Whatever gets you through the night. Good. Your breathing is good, your focus is good. Take your time stimulating the growth you want. That's good. There you go. There you go. You're looking, the brain and muscles are looking for some new fibers. You're fine. Stay in there. Stay in it. Stay with it. Don't collapse. Don't collapse. It's been a beautiful workout. Don't collapse now with 40 seconds to go. 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. Easy, easy. That's it. You can change the angles. You can make it work. Fold this on this. This is the end now. This is the end. Try to feel something you've never felt before. Try to feel something, stimulate something that has not been stimulated before. Okay. There's that. Nice. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Very nice.